Hello children, I hope you all are doing well. In the previous video, you watched the mechanism of photosynthesis, and some experiments related to starch. You have seen various nutrients and how nutrition can be defined. Now, let's go to the topic of heterotrophic nutrition. Learning objectives. We mainly focus on other modes of nutrition, especially heterotrophic modes of nutrition in plants, like parasitic and saprophytic. You will come to know that plants synthesize even proteins and minerals other than carbohydrates. A special focus on insectivorous plants. Saprotrophic nutrition and how saprotrophs help replenish the soil. Activities to show fluffy patches on moist bread. Symbiosis and symbiotic relationship. Keywords: heterotrophs, host, insectivorous, parasite, saprotrophs, saprotrophic. Concept map. Other modes of nutrition in plants. Like humans and animals, some plants survive by deriving nutrition from other plants. Though they do not have chlorophyll and cannot synthesize food, they use the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. What's the image of cuscuta or amarbel? The parasite? A yellow wiry branched structure twining around the stem and branches of a tree. It does not have chlorophyll. It takes ready-made food from the plant on which it is climbing. The plant on which it climbs is called the host, since it deprives the valuable nutrients of the host. Carbohydrates synthesized by plants are made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. These carbohydrates are used to synthesize components of food like proteins and fats. But Proteins are nitrogenous substances which contain nitrogen. From where do the plants obtain nitrogen? Nitrogen is present in abundance in gaseous form in the air. However, plants cannot absorb nitrogen in this form. Soil has certain bacteria that convert gaseous nitrogen into a usable form and release it into the soil. These are absorbed by the plants along with water. Also, you might have seen farmers adding fertilizers rich in nitrogen to the soil. In this way, the plants fulfill their requirements of nitrogen along with the other constituents. Plants can then synthesize proteins and vitamins. While talking about this nitrogen, do you know an interesting fact that some plants kill some organisms to satisfy their need for nitrogen? Let's go into detail. There are a few plants that can trap insects and digest them. Such plants may be green or of some other color. See the structure of the plant called insectivorous plant or picture plant. The picture-like or jug-like structure is the modified part of the leaf. The apex of the leaf forms a lid that can open and close the mouth of the picture. Inside the picture, there are hairs which are directed downwards. When an insect lands in the picture, the lid closes and the trapped insect gets entangled into the hair. Now the insect is trapped. The insect is digested by the digestive juices secreted in the picture and its nutrients are absorbed. Such insect-eating plants are called insectivorous plants. Have a look at one more plant. The plant body of the Drosera burmani has a flower-like appearance. It grows close to the ground. Its leaves are attractively pink or red with hairs at the margin. Droplets of a sticky substance found at the tips of the hairs attract insects. The scientist Johannes Burman identified this plant in Sri Lanka in 1737. Hence, the plant is named after him. Is it possible that such plants do not get all the required nutrients from the soil in which they grow? Yes, it is possible. The picture plant explained it to us very clearly. One more interesting thing is that some plant-like structures grow only on dead and decaying matter. But those are not plants. They belong to the group fungus. They help clean the soil means replenishing the soil. To say it more clearly, They bring all the nutrients present in the dead organisms back to the soil, and we call them saprotrophs. Saprotrophs? Yes. You might have seen packets of mushrooms sold in the vegetable market. During the rainy season, you may have also seen fluffy umbrella-like patches growing in moist soils or on rotting wood. Let us find out what type of nutrients they need to survive on and from where they get them. Let us understand clearly with an activity. Take a piece of bread and moisten it with water. Leave it in a moist, warm place for 2 to 3 days or until fluffy patches appear on them. You could notice cotton-like threads spread on the piece of bread. These organisms are called fungi. They have different modes of nutrition. They absorb the nutrients from the bread. This mode of nutrition, in which organisms take in nutrients from dead and decaying matter, is called saprotrophic nutrition. Such organisms with saprotrophic modes of nutrition are called saprotrophs. Fungi also grow on pickles, leather, cloths, and other articles that are left in hot and humid weather for a long time. During the rainy season, they spoil many things. The fungal spores are generally present in the air. When they land on wet and warm things, they germinate and grow. Based on this, I think you can figure out how we can protect our things from getting spoiled. Some organisms live together and share both shelter and nutrients. This relationship is called symbiosis. For example, certain fungi live inside the roots of plants. The plants provide nutrients to the fungus, and in return, the fungus provides water and certain nutrients. In organisms called lichens, a chlorophyll containing partner, which is an alga, and a fungus live together. The fungus provides shelter, water, and minerals to the alga. And in return, the alga prepares and provides food to the fungus. One more important topic that everyone should know: how nutrients are replenished in the soil. You learned that plants absorb minerals and nutrients from the soil. So, their amounts in the soil keep on declining. The bacterium called rhizobium can take atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a usable form. But rhizobium cannot make its food. So, it often lives in the roots of gram, peas, moong, beans, and other legumes, providing them with nitrogen. In return, the plants provide food and shelter to the bacteria. They thus have a symbiotic relationship. This association is of great significance for the farmers. They can reduce the use of nitrogenous fertilizer where leguminous plants are grown. Most of the pulses or dals are obtained from leguminous plants. In this chapter, you learned that most of the plants are autotrophs. Only a few plants are parasitic or saprotrophic. They derive nutrition from other organisms. All animals are categorized as heterotrophs, since they depend on plants and other animals for food. Fertilizers and manures contain nutrients such as nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, etc. These nutrients need to be added from time to time to enrich the soil. We can grow plants and keep them healthy if we can fulfill the nutrient requirements of plants. Usually, crop plants absorb a lot of nitrogen and the soil becomes deficient in nitrogen. Though nitrogen gas is available in plenty in the air, plants cannot use it as carbon dioxide. They need nitrogen in a soluble form. I hope you understood everything very clearly. You'll learn more in further classes.